Hi girls! So this is going to be our first St. Patrick's Day look, and it is a very bright green kind of smoky eye, and I used a lot of shades of green in this. I know normally I don't use that many different eyeshadows in a look, but I used a lot in this. I tried to keep it a little more simple since I did want to use so many different tones of green, and I used two of the sleek palettes. I used my Caribbean collection one and my original, so these should be about the only two things that you need. Of course, if you don't have these or if you don't have one of them, go ahead and use what you can find or what you have. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. The rest of the face I kept kind of muted with kind of a peachy pink kind of blush, which is my Heartbreaker. You guys know how much I love this color, and a very nude toned down lip. Now you definitely want to go for a pink mauve kind of nude as opposed to more of a brown or peach kind of nude, because then it's going to become too overwhelming. So as always, I will have a list of products on my blog, and that link will be down below in the info section. I hope you guys have a great St. Patrick's Day, and let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to start off by using a gold eyelid primer. Then I'm going to take a black eyeliner and very close to my lash line, line my upper lash line. Then I'm going to take Green Martini from my Caribbean Collection Sleek palette and any kind of domed, kind of fluffy shader brush. And I'm going to put this on the outer portion of my crease. Now make sure to tap up your brush good on this, because these get a lot of fallout if you don't. I'm going to wipe off my brush a little bit, and I'm going to take this bottom color from my original Seek palette. I lost the insert thing, or I don't remember if it had one, but it's kind of the olivey green toned one. And I'm just going to put this just on the corner above that color. I'm going to wipe off my brush again, and then I'm going to use the color right above that in the original palette, and I'm going to fill in the rest of my crease. Alright, then I'm going to go back to my Caribbean collection, and I'm going to use this bottom green. I think it's called Apis Midori, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so it's the brightest green in there. And I'm going to put this on the inner half of my lid, just kind of excluding the very tip of the inner corner. I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to go in with Green Iguana from the same palette. So it's the one right above the black. And I'm going to put this on the outer corner that's left right there and kind of fade it into the crease a little bit, blending in that bright green and the darker greens. I'm going to go back to my original palette, and I'm going to take this tealish green color. It's right next to the brighter green that we used from it. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edge here. Alright, now I'm going to take my Peacock smudge stick from Stila. I'm going to line my upper lash line and just right underneath my lashes on the bottom. I'm going to take just a little brush. I'm using this one. You can use a smudger brush. And I'm just going to kind of smudge out that top liner a little bit. Right, now I'm going to wipe off my fluffy brush again. And in the original palette, I'm going to be using this bottom gold color. This color right here. And I'm just going to very lightly dust that on this inner corner. Now this color can be a little bit hard to work with, so I suggest just barely dotting your brush in the shadow. If you can see, there's just a little bit of particles, and then kind of pressing and sweeping together in the same motion. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Transformer palette and the same brush, and I'm going to take the green on the end here, and I'm just going to kind of load up my brush, and I'm going to put this all along this outer edge and around my tear duct. I'm just kind of using this almost as a highlight shade. Right, now I'm just going to line my waterline with black eyeliner. I'm going to take that little brush that I used to smudge my liner, and we're going to go in with the green iguana from the Caribbean collection. We're going to pop that from the beginning of our lash line until about the outer fourth. And then from the original palette, we're going to take the dark bluish green color, and we're going to just connect that with the outer corner. Alright, now I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on a thickening mascara. Alright, for cheeks, I'm going to use my Ulta Heartbreaker, and I'm using this because it has a very peachy orange kind of undertone, but it's still fairly pink. Alright, for lips, I'm going to outline them in a slightly pink tone nude, natural kind of pink color. And then I'm going to use a light pink tone nude lipstick, just because the eyes are so statement that I really don't want to overpower them. And then I'm going to take a slightly more mauve-y, nudish pink, and I'm just going to go around the inside corners. And there is our finished St. Patrick's Day look. Alright. Alright, so here's our finished look, and if you want to make this a little bit smokier, you can just take your dome shader brush we've been using, and any black, both palettes have black, very lightly dab that in there, and just kind of feather this on that outer corner. And that's all you'll need to do, and it'll darken it up a whole lot. So if you see, that just intensified it more, made it a little bit more of a smoky look, things like that. So you have your option of going a little bit darker or keeping it really bright and vivid and green. So I'm just going to take a second to kind of touch up the other side, because otherwise I'm going to be annoyed looking at myself talking during this whole thing. So there is an option if you want to do that. And like I said, both palettes that I use do have that black in them. It's matte black, so you can just feather that on. But the sheen from the olive color still shines through. I don't know if you can see that, but it adds kind of a nice little twist on it. So you can go either way. You can go the really bold, extreme green that's just like, wow, green, or you can kind of anchor it with the black. Choice is yours. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. I will have another St. Patrick's Day tutorial coming up in a couple of days. It's going to be a much more toned down kind of pin-up sort of St. Patrick's Day green look. So check that out when it's up, and I'll see you next time. Have a great night.